Hey Laura,
Hi, Guns. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. The snow is gone, so very happy about that. I'm in
I
New
bet.
Jersey.
I bet.
Yeah, I have my Philly cap on.
Oh, were you in Philadelphia recently?
No, I'm not far away. I live in southern New Jersey. I'm right in between DC and New York, exactly in the middle,
Oh,
but at the
oh,
beach. But it's
oh,
quite close to Philly. Yeah,
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Good
nice.
morning. Hi, Rachel.
Hi
Mike,
folks, how y'all
Hey.
doing?
Good, good. We're well.
Uh,
Mike, Mike, our scheduling did go south. I need to reschedule with you. Sorry.
okay, sure. I've lost track of where we are. Of course.
Me too.
Drop
Me
me
too.
a,
There's so much.
yeah, so I'm at NearCon on Tuesday, if you're going to be there. I'm in Napa Monday and Wednesday,
Are
flying
you?
back
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So, uh, if that doesn't work, we'll do it the week after. But
Yeah, probably. I have, yeah, I tell you separately. So many things right now I can barely leave.
no worries. Oh, and Cameron, nice to see you there, Cameron, as well. And Leonhard.
Hello, hello. It's good to be here.
Need to pour my tea because I'm British and I have tea that needs pouring. It's important things.
Good morning.
Le- Leonhard, are you all ready for OC3? Presumably involved with organising that?
Yes,
Good.
yes, I'm in charge. I'm very glad that you guys are sponsoring again, and I'm here in case there are any questions.
Excellent. Well, I'm very much looking forward to being there. I have
Great.
an interesting trip. I'm not sure whether I'm going the night before or that morning. It depends really on whether my daughters are playing against each other in a rugby cup final, uh, or if just one of them is playing. They both play for different universities, but they might meet each other in the final the day before. In which case, I'll fly out the next morning. But if not, if neither of them makes it, then I'll fly out on the day before. So. But it's all right. I've got it in hand, so already.
Awesome. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone that was able to join this morning. It's morning for me here in America and for Rachel and a few others. Jans, it looks like it's a little bit closer to afternoon for you. So we just wanted to kick off the meeting this morning. Thank you for everybody that can join. We will go directly into the minutes from last month, I think, and see if we have quorum to approve that. Rachel, I think you're presenting. We could go to the next screen, see if there's any new members joining. Did I see any new members? I don't know if I did, but if there is, say hello.
Leonard, have you been here before? I can't remember if I've seen you here or not.
I don't think so yet.
Oh,
Should
please.
I
Oh,
do?
you can introduce yourself
Yes.
if you'd like.
So I'm Leonhard. I'm working at Atlas Systems here in Germany, in Berlin, and I'm right now kind of in charge for the OC3 in 3 weeks. So I was just here to like clarify details that are missing, or if there are any questions in regards to OC3 generally, because I know it's on the agenda for today. Yeah.
Excellent. I think also, Cameron, is this your first?
This is my
Anything?
first meeting. Oh, yes. It's exciting to be here. Hey, everybody. My name is Cameron. I have been working on a project called Near for quite a while. We're building verifiably private AI and, yeah, using NVIDIA TEE GPUs and Intel CVMs. And so thought I'd join.
Thank you.
So grateful you guys could join this morning. And we were able to chat offline, which was really enjoyable, Cameron, as well. So Leonhard, I'll try and also schedule some time with you. I know how busy you are, so maybe I'll do it post OC3. That way I don't even take 30 minutes of your very valuable time right now. I know how much work it is to put together an event of that size, so we're very appreciative. So I think actually we can go, the next slide I think is just an introduction of who the members are. Yep, and I think the next one is the agenda. So we'll just do a quick approval of all of the meeting minutes, the usual reminders about the job board, etc. So with that, does anybody have any questions about last month's minutes?
Nope.
Rachel, remind me, do we need to read the Confidential Computing Consortium bylaws with each meeting? Okay.
Yeah, so the antitrust policy in the beginning.
Okay.
We don't need to read them, but we should at least refer to them and remind people of them.
Yeah. So we are a community focused on open source and licensed projects, securing data in use, and accelerating the adoption of confidential computing through open collaboration. We do abide by the antitrust policies. All of us might be in very similar industries, so it could be competition, but indeed we are friendly competitors here, and we are open, and we follow all of the antitrust laws globally. So not just here in the US and Europe, but globally. So if you have any questions about this, please do feel free to read this or just send myself, Rachel, or Mike Bursell an email. We'll be happy to answer. All right, I think now we can. I'm going totally out of order this morning, guys. Okay, these are the usual reminders. Last meeting, which was 2 weeks ago, 2 Wednesdays ago, we have a CCC job board. There was a issue with that job board. I know I tried to post a couple of jobs. I know a few others across the consortium did as well. I believe that they were fixing that, and I believe it is resolved. Is there any updates on that?
Yes, I could give you an update. There were, in fact, 2 bugs. The first one was the problems with actually creating and displaying them, and the second was they didn't show properly even when you'd done that. Those are both now fixed. So I really recommend that if you have any jobs, even vaguely, associated with confidential computing, it's one of the benefits. It's hopefully a good benefit of being a member that you can post stuff for free. So please do that. If you have any problems, again, just get in touch with me. I'm very happy to help with that.
Another important thing that I wanted to highlight here is we do have the CCC monthly newsletter. We take advantage of that and update it at the end of every month. So there will be a call for submissions this week and next, and then we'll, of course, publish that the first week of March. And of course, the CCC blog submission. I did receive content from some of our new members, which I appreciate very much. There is work being done. I'll drop the link to the job board. Yeah, absolutely. There is, Cameron requested that we drop the link to the job board, so we'll put that in into the comments and notes. So one of the, we did get, like I said, a submission this month. Thank you so much to the team that submitted that. There were a couple of things that we needed to update there. So I did send an email on that, but I'll follow up again. Cameron, I think I followed up on that last week, but I will follow up again right after this call. And of course, you can always use the content form for that. And then, of course, the member badge, if you'd like to put this on your social media, we'd be overjoyed to see that happen. And you may notice that, thank you to Ab last week for pointing out the fact that we were using the old logo. So please note that we are using the new logo across all of our assets. And if you need a copy of that, please do let us know. We'll be happy to share that. All right. We did actually have some updates. Oh, not director updates. Okay, I'll let Mike Bursell go. I'll give a marketing update in a bit.
Okay, thank you. I think there's a slide.
So this is the updates that you mentioned you wanted to add to the.
Yeah, I thought that we had a slide that I was going to about what I was going to mention, or is that this just this is it? Is it?
Yeah, because it was captured in the agenda slide.
Okay. Could we go back to that then to remind me, just so I don't forget anything, which those bits were? Yeah, sure. So there's a number of things which are looking very interesting at the moment, one of which is digital sovereignty. And if any of you are interested in digital sovereignty, please get in touch. There's a lot going on there, and I'm looking to create some materials around that. And anything, something like a panel or some blog posts, we could record a panel. All those sorts of things make a lot of sense. We're also working on a response to an RFI from NIST, which is happening in the TAC. That should be completed by about this time, in a week or two, I think, maybe even earlier. I can't remember. And once we've got that, we plan to post that or a version of it and to write some materials around that. So again, that's something we plan to do. The other thing that I want to talk about specifically was OSS India. I've submitted a talk, and if there's any, if any of you folks have colleagues or ecosystem partners in India, there's a lot going on there, including digital sovereignty, of course. But we also they were one of the countries that we looked at in the report that we did last year, and so we actually have a fair amount of data about that. So I'm hopefully that'll get accepted. I may go anyway, even if it's not accepted, and try and make some contacts. But I'd love to be mining folks here and also submitting things together. Submitting panels usually goes down very, very well. So if anyone else is planning to go or would like to go to OSS India, please let me know. I should also just note, particularly given that Cameron is here, that I will be at NearCon on Tuesday next week. I'm moderating a panel and also doing a live broadcasty thing. And I'd very much like to meet you or any of your colleagues if you are there. And I'm sure that, thank you. Cameron's just put the link in the it is indeed in San Francisco, in Mason Fort, I think. So I'd love to see any of you there or thereabouts. I'll also be at Linux Member Summit, either side of that, which is in Napa. It's a bit of a trek, but that's it. So as always, love to be working with other people. If there's any things you're looking to submit to, another one is OSFF in Toronto, which we are not sponsoring, but which I've submitted to and which I'm hoping to go to anyway. So that's it from me. Thank you very much indeed. Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question about the blog post related to digital sovereignty or AI sovereignty. We've written a lot of stuff historically. What are you looking for? Because we have everything from entire products developed to specs to the future outlook of it all. Like, what exactly?
Yeah, well, we can't really put up sort of product stuff. If there's specific open source pieces that that you can talk to, then we can absolutely look at that. Or if you just have opinion pieces about the future of the technology or the future of regulation or anything like that, very interested in that. Let's catch up. Are you members yet? If not,
yes.
You'd need to be a member. You are a member now. I've lost track of who is and who isn't. I do apologize, Cameron. In which case, yeah, absolutely. That's very easy to get up, and I would love to talk to you about that. So, yeah, get in touch, and we can make that happen. I'll see you on Tuesday, I expect, but you may be busy. We may be busy then. Fantastic. Good. Thank you.
So Cameron, thank you for dropping that link in there. Dan, if we could take a look at that and possibly post that and Mike, after you're able to sync with Cameron, maybe there are other pieces that we could highlight.
Yeah, sure. Because we can either point to external stuff, or even better, create blogs on our blog and then link out from there as well. So all good.
Love that. Yeah, and we do have, I think it's going to come up soon, our strategies and our KPIs around CCC. And some of the things there that we include are assets, right? Such as technical blogs, and trying to get more eyes on those. And the great benefit of being part of the CCC is that you have a really strong consortium membership that wants to post on our social and amplify your work. So it can get more eyes on the work that you've already produced, which is great. So I think that jumps right into those KPIs. So I think everybody on this call, for the most part, has seen this. For the folks that we met with one-on-one, Rachel and I were able to meet one-on-one with Near AI. I think it was either last week or the week before. I'm terrible with timelines, but we went over these strategies and then really the KPIs that will help us. Thank you, Julia. Julia did share solution brief with Grameen wording. So we will make sure that we also share that with Dan to see if we can get that up on the CCC website. And so basically what we're trying to share there is what we're trying to do is increase membership participation, our thought leadership in this space, and really just change the way that enterprises consume confidential computing today, whether that's government, healthcare, every single vertical can benefit from confidential computing and, of course, data sovereignty. So these are some of our KPIs. We do have some actual great news, and I think it's in our next slide, of some of the things that we've already accomplished in our first month and a half of membership. So we will talk about OC3 in just a second. So Leonard, you'll have an opportunity to kind of share what you guys are doing. And we are leaning into OC3 very strongly here at NVIDIA, and I know some of the membership is as well. We have some content that Rachel will talk about. We do have a session that's an opportunity for the consortium to join in and give their feedback on. But we do have a post OC3 video. I don't know if Microsoft is on the call, but we did see a Microsoft announcement go out on LinkedIn around the confidential VMs, which is a confidential computing solution. We'd love to do a case study if we could with Microsoft. If not, it'd be great if we could re-amplify the work that they're doing from their open source community. And then, of course, Google Next is coming up in April. So if there's something from the Google side of the house that we have, we'd love to amplify that as well. But we also, of course, know that Edgeless is the company that puts on OC3. If Edgeless does have a case study that you guys would like us to amplify and talk about, we're really trying to lean into the value of confidential computing and what that means. If you're a banking institution or a financial house, you want to secure transactions, you want to speed up transactions, you want to secure your AI. So how are you doing that what's the most benefit to you, and how does confidential computing help you as a financial services organization? Or if you're in healthcare, how can you securely share those PHI, those patient records, and get those insights to that data? Well, confidential computing is a perfect way to achieve those goals. So let's talk to the verticals where they're at. And this is really our opportunity as a consortium to lean in on those verticals and make those stories, amplify them from across the entire membership perspective. That's our goal. I have some thoughts there if anybody wants to. If you want so Dan just mentioned that if you want to submit anything to the website, you can use the link that we have. And then also, of course, you can always send it to myself or Rachel, and we're happy to do that as well. So this is kind of the outline of how we're going to achieve our content amplification. The next slide we'll talk about, I think I put it as the next slide. Let me see. Sorry, it's after this one, after the cadence meeting. Sorry, I went all out of order for you, Rachel. I think, okay, well, regardless, what we're doing around sorry, Rachel, it's okay, you can stay here, it's okay. So what we achieved is we did hire an external agency to help us with some of these tech blog writing, and then also, of course, help us pay for social amplification. So we are doing some paid media, and we did enlist that contract. I think we executed on it either late last week or early this week. Rachel, I have a slide. I'll put it in. It's in the CCC governing board agenda. It's actually slide 17, but I'll put that in so everyone can review that post meeting if you want. But basically, we did have a gap on how we were going to support this because we are all volunteers and we have full-time jobs. And so we needed someone to help us with the events because we know OC3 is super important. We know the CC Summit is super important. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we are loud and proud for Red Hat, for Black Hat, for all of RSA, all the different security events, and the new events that we've added into our consortium. So we did enlist that agency. She will start March 1. So she will be our support for OC3. And then, of course, we have a really strong straw man of the Getting Started with Confidential Computing Consortium. This is to help Mike when he's going out and meeting with potential consortium members to share the value of the CCC. And of course, and I think I included here that we did update the job board postings. And we do have a new NVIDIA Meta CC announcement. So there was a really cool announcement that came out. I don't know if it'll quite meet the CCC objectives or, our, I don't know. So we'll see if that's highlighted or not in our next updates, but we do have that as an opportunity. So upcoming outreach updates will include an introduction to our external vendor who is doing all of the social for us, as well as the events, she's supporting the events. And then we'll share that introduction presentation with this membership. And if you have any feedback, comments, or the value you've found as being part of this membership, we would love to hear your voice. So we will share that in the minutes, a link to that deck. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to myself or Rachel. And I think that's my update.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura.
Rachel, for updating that.
Yes, and so there was one item from last meeting was regarding outreach meeting cadence. So I did reach out to Linux Foundation regarding the guidance, and here's the guidance on the voting. If the quorum is established, meaning 5 or more voting members, then voting will take place during the meeting. And if there's no quorum, then the PMO or executive director will send over voting offline. So I did check that we don't have a quorum in this meeting, so we'll cast voting offline. And regarding the 3 options that was discussed in the previous meeting, the option 1 is to keep the current biweekly cadence in a 1-hour duration, and option 2 is to move to a monthly cadence in a 1-hour duration with work happening in a working group format. And the third option is to keep meeting twice a month, but adjust the duration to shorter 30-minute meetings. And our proposal last time was once a month, which is second option here, in mid-month with opportunity for subcommittees to be formed in the event more specialized work that's needed to execute on our 2026 strategy. And this really aligns with our goals and expected outcome. Fewer meetings can drive engaged focus by meeting less frequently and increase attendance driven through the tight agenda topics. So we'll use that monthly meeting as a formality and to provide updates, and with work being more tight and offline. And any add-on or questions so far for this topic? If not, then we'll go ahead and send out the voting.
Rachel, just a quick question. So on the subcommittees, we need to formalize that. We just have to make sure that there's opportunity for whoever wants to really contribute. Of course, that's the ask we talked about last time. They have visibility on that. I think that's and you mentioned offline. I'm not sure what you mean by offline, as in emails or not?
Yeah, so I think Mike Bersall and PMO and will be handling that process. So Mike Bersall, if you would like to chime in on the details on how that voting process would like, either via email or via Linux Foundation like portal. Can you please provide some details there?
No. Sorry. A question was, it's not about the voting. I'm talking about the proposed change. When you said that says once a month, mid-month, with the opportunity for subcommittees to be formed. For me, the key point here is the subcommittees have clear charter, visibility to everyone, whoever wants to participate and contribute. I think it should be very, very clear.
Can I speak to that specifically? Which is, we need to be careful. I'm afraid we shouldn't. I'm not sure we can call them subcommittees, because that means we actually have to form a special charter. We can have working groups, right, just to make things happen for a short time, where a bunch of people get together and we do that. They could even be special interest groups, but I don't think we need that. I think we're just talking about task groups, really, rather than subcommittees. Subcommittees, yes, need to have some sort of charter, and even SIGs probably do as well. So this is certain people getting together to complete a particular task, I think. And we can do that in a slightly less formal way.
And that's fine. And in that case, let's use the right terminology then, because for LF, as you mentioned, SIGs and subcommittees have to have a formal. But regardless of that, of terminology and the charter, I think it will be good to have visibility, maybe through sending to the outreach committee. There's like, hey, there's a working group or task force, whatever you want to call it. Not to you specific, whatever we want to call it. That's going to focus for the next month or so on this task to deliver this and whatever that might be. I think I just want to make sure that visibility is for all the outreach committee members. That's all. Because
indeed, and giving people a chance to contribute, even if they don't necessarily come to the meetings normally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this goal is, Ab and I did have a conversation offline a couple of weeks ago based on changing the cadence of the meetings. Mike Farron-Jones did voice concerns about making this a once a month, really focused meeting, and more concise, more succinct, to kind of bring what we're doing, right, what we've accomplished in these in the last month since we met, or in the last 2 weeks since we met. And so we did have an offline conversation, and one of the opportunities for us is to have these we won't call them subcommittees, but we will these working groups, to ensure that we're actually advancing the CCC objectives. What's happened in the past, or what I've been told has happened in the past, I wasn't in a leadership role over the last few years, though I've heard that a majority of the work is carried by the chair and the vice chair, or just a few people on the consortium. The goal is to get more people engaged, to bring out more outcomes from this, all the great work that we're all doing as a group, to make sure that we can actually amplify that and really showcase our thought leadership. So the working groups will commence actually in the next couple of weeks. You will get an invite to join a working group, though that does not change the outcome of this. This is an actual vote. We would like to get consortium members to lean in on this and vote yes. Now, again, if you do not want to participate, or you don't have the time, or maybe your calendar is really impacted because you have a huge event coming up. I'm not pointing at myself, but I'm pointing at myself. You may not have a lot of time in March, let's say, to do an event or to engage in that working group. That's okay. You can say, yes, I raise my hand, I'd like to join the working group to create assets for the consortium or for the outreach committee, but in March I am committed, so I will start joining in April. That's quite okay. We understand everybody has different schedules, and we're all busy at different times of the year. So this working group, the invites, like I said, will go out, I'm hoping before end of business tomorrow, and you can raise your hand to join, and then let us know your schedule. If some days don't work, we're okay with that. But we would really like to limit this to one time a month to ensure we get more engagement because we have these so often. I've talked to different membership, different members of the outreach committee, and they said they just can't attend every 2 weeks. It's too much, and it's a lot of the same information. So if we want to bring fresh information to this, to all of these attendees, I would love to see this limited down to once a month and then do these working groups. So we'd love to get a vote right now if possible, but if there's not 5 or more voting members, I don't know if quorum is here, but if we could do that, I think that would go a long way in helping us be more effective every single meeting that we have. Did I cover everything, Rachel? Was there anything you wanted to highlight?
Yes, you've summarized really well, and then I think that's all the things I have for this topic. If no other comments or questions.
Just a minor question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we're doing it offline, just making sure that we number the options, whether it's A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, whichever, so that there's no confusion what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. We'll send that out.
Okay, moving on to the next topic, upcoming events, and which we have is OC3, and this is going to be CCC sponsored. And we have OC3 representative here. And then would you like to walk through some of the opportunities that you have? And then before I speak about this 15-minute sponsor session we have that I would like to socialize with the community here.
Yes, great. I can start. So you guys sponsor OC3, so you have a 15-minute session, and additionally, a talk of Mike already made it in the program as well, so even more visibility. And it will be with this. My main question is for today: is the session going to be pre-recorded or streamed, or are you going to be live in person? Because this year we're also going to have a pre-OC3 dinner, and sponsors are allowed to bring people on site and bring people to the dinner as well. So it would be great to have you on site as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for that information. So I see there's a comment here, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm trying to remember exactly which of mine got accepted. So we can.
One.
Sorry, it was regulations and standards for confidential computing. Yeah, I wish it had been the other one, but that's fine. So yeah, we have to decide what we want to talk about and who presents it. So I'm going to be there anyway. A number of other folks, I know that folks from NVIDIA and Intel and Google, I think, are all going to be there as well. So I think we can find people to do a real-time one rather than uploading it. But we have to decide what we're going to do and who's going to make it happen. Do we know what time that's going to be as well, Leonard?
Yes, let me check. It should be. It's rather late, probably right now. I mean, we will still have some space to adjust it, but right now it would be probably like at 9:30 Central European time and 1:30 Pacific time.
Okay, so again, I'm going to be around anyway, and I can. If it had been early, it might have been difficult for me in that I may be flying, as I mentioned before. So.
Yeah, your talk is like in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah. So, and I think we need to decide as outreach what we want to do, what we want to present, and who does it. I'm happy to help or do all of it, but I think having other voices is really good for us.
Yes, and thank you again for all the information. And so here's some of the discussion that we've had and some of the proposal. Love to kind of share that for the community to provide the feedback. So based on our 2026 strategy, and then for this dedicated session, we would love to dedicate the session to the CCC. And the proposed topic is to be an introduction to the CCC value proposition and utilize the deck that Dan and Angela are developing right now. And then to really kind of showcase the member benefits, and then what are some of the ways that they could be involved, and also talk about the challenges and opportunities, and how Computational Computing Consortium as a whole could address these growing challenges and acts as a neutral body, helping to coordinate the growing computational computing ecosystem. So it will cover multiple topics in like SIG groups and TAC, and we could have possibly involve outreach TAC and SIGs for joint speaking. So that is the proposed content, and we plan to use the deck that Dan and Angela are developing for the member value proposition, and use this as an opportunity to really kind of present the outreach and drive more membership engagement. Any questions, comments, add-ons there?
So you think we should do this pre-recorded?
So that was the proposal. The reason why is because OC3 CCC session does allow for either pre-recorded or streamed during OC3, and or like a hibernation or a combination of the both. And then it will be uploaded to the YouTube channel afterward, so which can be used in the asset for sharing in digital marketing. Really kind of activate those different entry points.
Sure.
Bring the strategy.
When does this need to be ready to be sent to you guys, Bernard?
I think our deadline is March 5th, but I can only encourage if it's somehow possible, if the talk would be in person, I think that would be great for the audience, and there will be a recording of the talk anyway, so you can publish it as well on YouTube and later on other assets as well.
Yeah, and then so Angela and Dan, they're currently developing the slide deck assets, and then in the next few weeks, so we plan to have everything ready.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks to do it though. Several weeks isn't, it needs to be uploadable. It needs to be complete and uploaded in 2 weeks' time, basically.
Yes, so we already have the content. So Angela and Dan are helping with the presentation, like styling and design changes, and for the final deck. And we plan to use that like across opportunities, like not just for the event, but also for digital marketing.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is we need to decide pretty soon who's doing this, whether it's on and whether it's online or not, and ensure that we have the stuff there.
So it absolutely,
because it sounds,
it should be online. So we give opportunity to the membership to see if they want to contribute anything from the work that they're doing within the computational computing space. So if we could just have drop us a note, drop it in the chat, or of course drop us an email if you would like to highlight a use case that you have around computational computing. Again, looking at those vertical use cases would be fantastic. That would be very helpful for us, and we would love to get as much membership participation as possible. If we have a couple of different companies that are doing work there, let's highlight what you're doing so we can share that with those verticals, and that will allow us as a membership to kind of highlight across our social media networks as well.
And Laura, who's going to be in charge of organizing the recording and making sure that we have the people?
OC3 does the recording themselves, but for scheduling and whatnot, I can take ownership of that. I'm happy to.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that you had to record something and then send it to them. They've got a platform that we can use. Is that right, Leonard? So I do apologize. I thought it was wrong.
Yeah, so it would be great if if it's pre-recorded, it would be great to have it a week before, so we can just ingest it in the live stream during the event itself. If it's live, you will get the recording afterwards, both if it's online or on site. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll reach out after this call. I'll take ownership of managing this process, and hopefully we can.
Thanks, Laura. Let me know how I can help.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Mike. All right.
I actually have one more question regarding this. So we are planning to publish our teaser video tomorrow And so far we didn't have a headshot or like some special or like more detailed information regarding the CCC's sponsored session. And yeah, if you guys would have like more information or clearer information who will be actually like doing the session, we could like include that still like and post it tomorrow. Same for the program, because I think next week we will be printing the actual like program that you can have in your hand, and we will have some posters on the event itself. And right now it's just CCC TBD, and it would be great if you guys actually have a speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for highlighting that. Rachel, I'll call you right after this and we can set that
Yeah.
up. All right. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks. We know time is short, and we know that you're doing a lot of work there, so we definitely want to support that effort and make sure that you're successful. Looks like
Thank
there
you.
were comments. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for all that great information discussion. If no other comments, then I'll move on to marketing and hand over to Angela and Dan to speak about marketing updates.
Yep. Thank you. So for January 2026, the website recorded over 10,000 page views and over 5,000 visitors. As we can see, it represents a year-over-year decrease in page views, and a year-over-year decrease in visitors as well, comparing to January 2025. And one important piece of context is that the month-over-month traffic is actually going up comparing to December 2025. So the year-over-year comparison looks softer, largely because January 2025 was an unusually strong month driven by specific content types, and rather than because of the declining interests this year. So we were digging into the content that was being posted January 2025. Basically, we posted several technical, explainer-oriented blog posts that naturally pulled in larger volumes of traffic, and especially from search and first-time visitors. So, for example, last year we posted some blogs that's for example, the verified confidential computing, bridging security, and explainability, introducing messaging guide for confidential computing. And these posts functioned as entry point content. So they addressed concrete technical problems, and relatively easy to discover via search. So these type of content often creates a traffic lifts in the short term, and which explains why last year January appears particularly strong in comparison. And this conclusion is based on the patterns that we've observed across multiple Linux Foundation projects and open standards ecosystem, where the traffic behavior consistently differs between the maturity stage, adoption-focused content, which is what we had last month in this year, versus entry-level or technical explainer content. So the entry-level technical content do tend to bring new and search-driven audiences. And while the ecosystem updates and adoption stories primarily serve an existing audience that we have. So the January 2026 traffic data reinforces what we observe as well, because as we can see, the direct and referral traffic still remains strong, and which means that there is a returning already aware audience group there. And engagement continues to concentrate on core pages, including the homepage, about page, members, and technical resources. So the interests were, if the interests were declining overall, we would expect to see a broader drops across these channels as well. So this data actually suggests a stable engagement with fewer high volume entry points. And as I mentioned earlier, by comparison, last month content skewed more toward adoption, ecosystem progress, and community updates. Well, this type of content remains critical, but it typically reached to a narrower, more mature audiences. And this is also kind of aligning on what we what we were talking about encouraging member companies to bring more ideas or contribute to more technical content, because pairing that content with ecosystem and adoption updates really help to support both the top of funnel discovery and ongoing community engagement that we have. So basically, I guess the key takeaway here is that we're not seeing a reduced interest, but we're seeing the effect from a content mix and entry point effects. And on this, Dan, if you have any additional insight to add on, please feel free to jump in.
No, I think you explained it well. I know we've been talking about more technical content, and obviously it works, as we've seen from the best performing content over the last year. And this is just more evidence of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So I would just one thing I would note is that India is our third highest, which kind of bears out again some of the stuff that I was saying earlier on about OSS India.
Hey, quick question. Do we have, how far back do we have information on the visits, on the views?
We can go back to when the website was launched. As long as it's
I think it would be
existed.
good, not necessarily obviously each day, but just kind of a trend visually, like a graphic to see, yeah, like instead of just last year, just to see how we are doing. I think it would be helpful.
Sure, we can always pull those analytics, no problem.
Do you want them all the way back to October 2019, or?
Not 2019. I think might be too much, but at least like the last, 5 years, I would say, or 4, whichever. But just year over year, I think I mean, the point Angela was making that like 2025 was exceptional. Will jump immediately, and then just having this, seeing the trend, I think will be good to you for over multiple years.
Absolutely. We can.
Thanks, Dan. Are you? Okay.
Yeah, so I think adding the color, like what Angela brings into these discussions is, the explanation of why she thinks there was a jump, and she can actually pinpoint specific articles and whatnot. If there are any insights like that, I think that would also be very helpful versus just getting the stats. I think Ab asks a great question, and it obviously be very helpful for us when we're developing content throughout 2026 to make sure that's content that our audiences want to read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I know we've given you a little taste of that, Laura, some of the best performing content. So that data is no problem to pull.
Awesome, I love it.
Dan, are you in? Sorry, carry on, folks.
So sorry. No, just one real quick. So with that kind of easy entry pieces, those are also very helpful for us to develop any evergreen social posts that keeps our content running too on socials.
Cool. So Dan, Angela, either of you at the LF member next week?
No.
No.
Okay, I won't catch up with you then. That's fine. Another time.
I think that is the agenda for today. So is there anything I'm missing? Any other business that you want to highlight right now? Okay.
Actually, sorry, just one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Mike, I apologize. I probably got distracted. On the NIST RFI, are you looking for, I sent you a note on Slack as well. Are you looking for having a kind of CCC response or feedback to NIST?
So there will be a CCC response. We always encourage members to do their own alongside.
Okay,
I know at least one other member is doing that. So both is great. I think it says so in the document. If it's not clear, I apologize. And there's a TAC meeting tomorrow where this is going to be one of the main focus points. So if you or any of your colleagues would like to get involved with that discussion, that's the best place to do so.
Perfect. Okay, that's what I wanted to check. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for raising that up. Well, I think that is the agenda for today. If there's no other business, I think we can adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks,
See
everyone.
you soon.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.